Hello, my name's Graham. I was a police officer with Thames Valley Police for 30 years. As we approach winter, we've got more additional driving hazards to consider. And as a result, today I'm going to give you some top tips to stay safe during this time of year. Before going out, make sure you're aware of what the weather forecast is going to be during the winter. Have you got snow, heavy rain, fog forecast? If you're not a confident driver and any of these conditions are forecast, consider whether you really need to make that journey or not. So before leaving your house, make sure that your car is fit and ready for the road. I'll go through a powder check and going through the acronym P for power. So whether it's diesel, petrol, LPG, hybrid, electric, have you got enough power to get you to your destination? O is for oil. A lot of cars now don't even have dipsticks, but if they are low, it will tell you on the dashboard, the oil light will come on. W, water. Not just your coolant, but probably more importantly for the winter driving, make sure that your screen wash is topped up. You're going to be using your wipers an awful lot. D is damage. Anything hanging off the car. Have you parked it in a car park? Has somebody nudged you? Is your bumper hanging off? So a quick look, have you got any damage? E for electrics. All the electrics working. In particular, your lights, and that's all of the lights. Headlights, side lights, hazard lights, brake lights, fog lights, the whole lot. Rubber. Obviously rubber tyres, as we've already said, 3mm is probably a better mark to have in the winter rather than the very basic bare minimum of 1.6. If you've got a very slippery road, ice or snow for example, the last thing you're going to want to do is to wheel spin. A way of reducing the chance of that, if you can, try and pull away in second gear. Just release the clutch nice and slowly and it will keep your engine revs down. That way you're going to keep more control of your car overall. When driving in the winter, we have to deal with far more challenges in the way of weather conditions. In order to deal with these, we've got to give ourselves a little bit more time. Our stopping distance is reduced, our visibility may be reduced, and the only way that we can drive safely in these conditions is by slowing our speed down. The highway code says to us that on a wet road, we need twice as far as a stopping distance. On an icy or a snowy road, up to 10 times the stopping distance. And as we approach a bend, we want to lose all the speed that is necessary in order to negotiate that bend at an early stage. Easiest way to do that, as we're approaching a bend, come off the gas. Check your mirrors, make sure that whatever's behind you isn't too close. If we need to use the foot brake in order to reduce the speed further, then apply that whilst travelling in the straight line prior to getting onto the bend. Depending on whether it's uphill or downhill, and we're going to assume the worst case scenario, that it's snowy and extremely slippery. So with the uphill scenario, first thing you want to do, look as far up that hill as you possibly can. What's going on? Is the traffic still moving? Is it all ground to a halt? Because if it's ground to a halt, the last thing you want to do is end up trying to get up that hill because you know full well you're not going to go anywhere. If we have the best case scenario there, the hill will be free of stationary traffic, everything moving. Aim to have the same momentum, the same speed as you negotiate the hill. It's going to be a fairly slow speed, but what you don't want to do is have to come to a complete stop, because if you do, you're going to struggle to get going again. So look to keep the same momentum. Flip side, the downhill. If it's going to be a noticeable downhill, there's a very good chance it will be signed prior. Take the speed off at the top of the hill. Once again, use the engine braking initially. Apply the foot brake to assist if you need to whilst travelling in a straight line, and then select a nice low gear. Possibly second or even third gear to negotiate the hill, and then we can use engine braking to assist us keeping control of our vehicle as we descend the hill. Okay, to summarise for today then. First of all, as a person, are you safe to drive? Are you ready to drive? Are you equipped to drive? Second of all, is your car safe to drive? Is everything working as it should be? Thirdly, have you checked your route? Have you checked the forecast? Do you need to drive? If you're not sure about your Honda car, take it to your local dealership where they'll do a complimentary safety check for you. And remember, keep all four wheels on the black stuff with a shiny side up.